I always do my intros about in the middle of my videos. This is a 1968 Datsun 520 pickup truck, and I'm doing an engine swap to it. I have already started the swap in previous videos, but for those of you that don't know, I want to fill you in on what's going on. I have removed a L20B and 5-speed transmission from this truck right here, this extended cab 620. Don't believe me? The brackets have been removed from that 620 off of the frame, and I am now going to install them onto the 520 frame, and then we'll put that L20B and 5-speed into the 520 Datsun pickup truck. I am the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee, without a doubt. There's not another one out there. I couldn't find a replacement mount for the old 4-speed, so I made this little transmission bracket, and now it's looking like we're gonna have to cut all this off and use this section for our new transmission. I wasn't able to use anything off of that old bracket, so I just had to make this new one. Bolted up, now I can slide my little wood block out of the back here, my spacer. I am gonna have to cut the ears off of the transmission back here for clearance. No big deal. It's looking like that's the only piece of metal on this side that I need to add to the bracket. So far so good, this is going quite well. Right front mount completed, and I did sandblast it so it'd be clean to paint. Just gonna paint the underneath of the bracket. So here's the left side welded in, just tacked in, that is. Both sides are tacked in. There is slack in the chains because it's just sitting on a board on the oil pan underneath. So I'm gonna take that board out, and I'm hoping that the engine drops down just like 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit less. Let's see what happens. Now let's see how low it goes. I need about 3/8 of an inch. I think it did exactly what I want it to do. Still have nice steering clearance. It did settle down just a little bit, and I think we got about, I'd say that's 1/2 of an inch. And that is just enough, just exactly what I was looking for, because now, too hard to focus up there, you'll have to take my word for it, but the bell housing bolts now are clear of the firewall. They're just below it. This engine just couldn't fit any better. It's real close to the firewall, but now that I did that, it lowered the engine and transmission down just enough that I can get the bell housing bolts out. They were like right up even, the tops of them, with the firewall. Now I've also got more clearance for the hood. Time to pluck it out and weld them in solid. Frame mounts are welded in there securely and painted. I wish that my welds were prettier, but unfortunately they're not. I've got to get this thing put together so I can paint it. Remember, the oil pan and valve cover are just on temporary, they didn't have any gaskets. Not getting crazy with making this thing all pretty, I just need it painted so it doesn't rust. All painted up, it's blue, and it shouldn't rust for a little while. What do you guys think about the government being able to shut down the new vehicles anytime they feel like it while you're cruising down the road? I am gonna be prepared. This Benny is not getting my Datsun shut down. Got another question for you. What vehicle are you wanting to see done the most? This is the B210. Of course, right now I'm getting the 520 at least back on the road for now. Or it's not a vehicle, but it's a camper top. Are you wanting to see that one completed? Which one of these projects are you most interested in seeing done? I'm just kind of curious. Cleaning up my engine mounts in a little bit of muriatic acid. That removes the rust pretty good. Didn't feel like getting the sandblaster out today. Good way to do it with small parts. This is the wrong color blue, way off. It was supposed to have been Datsun blue, that's what I ordered, but it's for like an AMC or looks like maybe a Pontiac or something. I like the color, just not on my Datsun engine, but it is what it is. I'm not that picky. I ran out of primer, but really, I don't think I've ever seen anybody prime an engine before they painted it. This is enamel. Should be fine. I'd rather prime it, but it's in the mail, not here right now. I know I'm not the only one. This part will never be seen, but I'm still worried about uniform metallic flake. I'm upset because there's a little bug in it, and because it has a small run. Drip started right there. I better change this bushing first. I know bread, slide hammers, all the different ways of taking those out, but for me that's the quickest and easiest right there. What can I say? Some things you can just get by with. I don't think this engine has crazy amount of miles on it. The ring gear was actually in good shape. I didn't even have to flip it. This bearing is rusted up. Ah, man, thought this stuff came out easier. I don't know the condition of this transmission. It did have a lot of metal on the magnet. I'll show that to you in just a minute. But I'm going to replace the front and back seal on it. I had so much trouble putting this out. I don't know why. I just forgot, I guess, how it went. But the colors don't matter. I'm using up any paint I have. Engine paint. You're not going to be able to see inside of there. The two transmission ears are off now and out of the way, so they won't be a problem. I don't know what they fit. Do they fit like a 280Z or something? I'm going to take the grinder and just grind this down just a little bit. Not much, just a tiny bit here. Should be the last time unless I screwed something up, which is possible. All bolted in solid. I am quite happy with the fitment. The firewall right there in the back, see it? Well, you can't see it. Hold on, let me get around here. I rolled it like down and in, so it doesn't have that lip anymore. It's rolled. That way we have more clearance for the bell housing. Plenty of clearance between the firewall up here and the valve cover. Hard to catch it on film, but there's at least an inch. The steering rod fits great. There's plenty of clearance for that. Let's see, there you go. There's a view of it. Now the cross member, I didn't think about it, but when I put the gasket on the oil pan, that actually did lower it probably 1/8 of an inch. So we got about 3/8 of an inch of clearance there. If I need more, if it touches, I think I could probably just put new engine mounts in and it would raise it up. If not, I could put little spacers under them, but I don't know that I'm going to need it. The transmission, it fits just fine, and I also did put the stick shifter in there, and it doesn't hit the seat, so I'm in good shape there. Oh, here's a view of where I cut those brackets off the sides of the transmission in the back. Plenty of clearance now. Guess I'll paint this valve cover. It's time. I didn't want to paint it before because the chain would have scratched it all up. Sprayed it with some acid. Maybe that'll help clean up all the corrosion off of it, make my job easier. I painted it with some self-etching primer. Now I'm going to use this texture paint. I like it. Works very well. Now just a little trim black and we'll call it done. Little effort for maximum effect. It's cured out maybe a little early, but I'm going to try and clean up these letters here with this. It's risky. Be nice for all the scratches to go this one direction. Hopefully you can see the texture and how the contrast of the aluminum works, in my opinion. I've never done this before, but I thought I would try it. Get the bolts real hot in propane torch and then dip them in some oil. It's supposed to, the oil's supposed to absorb into the metal and make them rust proof. And that would be great if it works. The oil's like boiling. I must have it pretty hot. There's two of them. I may start doing this to all my bolts. It's just weird how we procrastinate doing things sometimes. This, I believe, has got to be better than paint, and it's so much easier to do. I wish I had done every single bolt on this engine like this. Before I put the valve cover back on, I thought I'd lube up the lobes on the cam one more time. It's like decorating a cake. I should have been a cake decorator. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think a cork gasket would be better for this. This is the quickest way I could think to snazzy up my valve cover a bit. Polishing takes a lot of time. Using better paint takes a lot of time, and actually this paint seems pretty good. It was really stuck on there where I grinded off the letters. I did paint the intake, not everybody's preference, but I like it. I'm wondering if the hood is going to hit the valve cover, so I'm going to check it and see. I think we're good. I don't believe it's hitting that valve cover at all, and then this back, when it lifts up this 1/2 inch, it ought to be just fine. All kinds of clearance. There's no danger at all of it hitting. Both of these manifolds are good, but the collectors are bad. I gotta decide what to do with that. All three of them broke off. What a surprise. What I'm having to do is make a new collector here because it's got a big hole in it. I could have maybe patched it, but I'm gonna try to make one out of stainless. My decision would have been not to take this apart, and that's why, because it's rusted together and sealed. It'd probably never leak, but I'm having to make a new collector. This is rusted so bad and it's gotten so thin that it's not even worth using, so I'm gonna have to do something else. Here's the gasket for it. I'm just gonna see if I can whittle one of these out. A little FYI, I went to make this plate using the gasket as a template and it doesn't fit. So I cut the flange off and made one using that, a template, and it fits perfectly. So if you're going to make one, that might be some information you can use. My expectations of this working are very low, but sometimes the heat will maybe help loosen it up. I don't have a set of torches, otherwise I'd heat that up, but most likely we're gonna have to drill them. I'm gonna try it again. Nope. Drilled out, tapped, inserts, and new studs. This does not, 100% does not work on a cylinder head, this sheet of glass with sandpaper on it, but I think it will work on this little piece. Collector progress, here's where I'm at. I got this plate, which is gonna warp a little bit when I weld it, but I'll do the best I can. And all this has to be stainless steel welded, and I'm not a very good stainless steel welder, but I'm gonna get the job done. Here's my Y pipe, and it's just the best I can do. It's not that pretty, but it will serve its purpose. It's not gonna leak, and it won't rust. Using a torque wrench on this part of the job is more trouble than it's worth, I think. You can't hardly get to them anyways. Just start in the middle, crisscross around. Use a 1/4 inch ratchet so I don't get carried away. And we'll call that good. Well, I made a mistake. I fit the Y pipe on there before I bolted the manifold on solid. So now it's touching the torsion bar. I did want the pipe to be over this direction a little bit more than this way. There's limited space here for the pipe to fit. When the engine is under load, it's gonna lift up on the driver's side, and I didn't want it hitting the frame. So I'm gonna have to do something about this clearance. Hopefully I can just bend this pipe. I may have to cut a slit in it, bend it over, and weld it back up, I'm not sure. Water pump and pulley alignment issues. These water pumps come with the clutches on them, and I've smashed it all apart so I could get it off. Now I want this pulley off of here to see if I can make something work. This water pump is off a 280Z, maybe a 720, I'm not sure, but it doesn't have all that clutch assembly on it. This pulley I got is off of a 280ZX, and I'm questioning myself right now. I'm thinking maybe I should have got a 720 pulley. I'm not sure if they're different, but anyways, this pulley is too wide here. Max helped me out like he always does, and he cut this pulley off of the water pump, the old one you saw the assembly. And then he cut this off of this, like that. And now this pulley will fit here. And he made it kind of tight where I can adjust in or out how far it needs to go to get my pulley the right distance to match up. The reason for all this is so that I can run an electric fan. I think it's gonna be close to the radiator here, the water pump situation. Wish I could have got a lot more done, but unfortunately Benny the Bull has a plate that is full. Next video, with any luck, the plan is to have this thing up and running and possibly driving down the road. Be sure and join me. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.